I know a lot of you are wondering, how often should I text my girlfriend or woman? Keep watching as I will give you my best advice on the ideal texting frequency, so she will feel neither bombarded nor neglected. Here is my first piece of advice. It's about making every text count, but not about sending her a ton of messages. Instead of constantly checking in with mundane updates, focus on sending thoughtful messages that show you're genuinely interested in her day and well-being. Okay, time for tip number 2, match her pace. Pay attention to her texting habits. If she tends to reply promptly and engage in lengthy conversations, then by all means keep the dialogue flowing. However, if she's more reserved and takes her time to respond, respect her rhythm and avoid overwhelming her with a flurry of texts. Then, my third piece of advice to you guys, respect her boundaries. We all have our own lives outside of our phones. Respect her space and understand that she may not always be available to text. Avoid spamming her with messages if she's busy, or if she hasn't responded for a while. Give her the breathing space she requires. Plus, and this is equally important, you certainly don't want to come across as needy and desperate for her attention, do you? On to my tip number 4, mix things up. Variety is the spice of life, and the same goes for texting. Don't rely solely on text messages to communicate. Mix it up with phone calls, video chats, or even old-fashioned face-to-face conversations. Remember those. This adds depth to your connection and keeps things interesting. Alright, here's my tip number 5. Don't play games. Playing hard to get or employing mind games rarely leads to a healthy relationship. Be genuine and sincere in your communication. If you want to text her, go ahead and do it. There's no need to wait for a predetermined amount of time or adhere to arbitrary rules. Then, my tip number 6, check in regularly. While it's important to respect boundaries, regular check-ins can help maintain a sense of connection. Simple things like good morning or how was your day can show that you care. Just be careful you are not writing a ton of text. Time for my tip number 7. Be mindful of timing. Avoid texting her at inappropriate times such as late at night or during important meetings. Respect her schedule and be considerate of her commitments. Sending a text at the right time shows that you value her time and priorities. Tip number 8. Listen to her feedback. Communication is a two-way street. If she expresses preferences or concerns about your texting habits, listen attentively and be willing to make adjustments. Always keep in mind that open and honest communication is the key to a good connection. Tip number 9 I want to give you is trust your instincts. In the end, you should follow your gut and your feelings. You and your partner know each other better than anyone else. If something feels off or if you're unsure about how often to text her, have an open and honest conversation with her. Communication is key. And finally, I want to give you my tip number 10. It's simply this. Enjoy the journey of getting to know her. Texting should be a fun and enjoyable way to connect, not a source of stress or anxiety. Embrace the spontaneity of conversation and let your connection unfold organically. Let me wrap it up by saying that you and your partner need to find a mix that works for both of you. Keep it genuine, respectful, and enjoyable, and you'll be well on your way to mastering the art of texting in no time. Now go ahead, send that text and let the conversation begin. Fellas, I am really curious to know what you think the best texting frequency is. Smother her with messages or show her that your life is too busy for that. Feel free to write down your opinions below the video. Also, please hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy our videos. In that case, you will be rewarded with, yes, you have guessed it, a message. You'll receive one every time a new video of ours comes out. Take care, bye-bye, and I hope to see you again soon when our next video is released.